I'm back here with a look at Myro, and we're going to take a look at the rest of the market here, see what Bitcoin dominance is rolling over or not. Take a look at the crypto bubbles. Obviously, take a quick look at Bitcoin because that runs the rest of the market. And then we're going to take a look at this beautiful Myro chart. Okay, first off, we will take a measurement here of this wedge. Okay, that's typically what you're supposed to do, and that will give you basically a target area, right? Let's see what the width of this is. Put it on the breakout. Right, breakout was down here. Let's put a Fibonacci on this. Unbelievable. Isn't that crazy? Line's right up with the 618,702. Right into your pocket area that I always talk about, you know, with places that cryptos have to get through to go to the next level, right? 618,702. So you'd be at least expecting a run back up into this box, all right? Is it going to take some time? Yeah, for sure. I mean, each one of these candles represent a day. This wedge started way back here, end of March of last year. So, March, when we got April, May, about 14 months in this wedge. You know, it's a long time. I mean, this thing has been building and building and building up, you know. Yeah, so there's long-term target, and who knows, man, this thing could just freaking rip up 100% and just 80% in a day. We're going to take a look at it here in a second and see where we're at, all right? Over here on Bitcoin dominance, definitely want to take a look at that, right? Now, let's go out on a 4-hour. All right, it's in that box that we talked about, you know, for it to get into. What it's doing, it's running up and retesting, you know, this area now as a resistance area. You know, up here, this used to be support, this white line. Now it's basically just retesting that area and showing resistance now, right? Let's zoom out a little bit. Let's go out to 12 so you can get the, you know, if you're not familiar with what I'm talking about, okay? Get that, that's a good area. We need that arrow. But this former support right here, all this white line coming up through here was support. Then you break it, okay? I like to take trades on the break. Most people, the way you should do it, you know, textbook, you should wait for the break, wait for the retest, then you enter your trade, and then you write it down, okay? It's risky. I guess that's just who I am. I like to get the break, get a few profits, get out, and then wait for the run back up and wait for the retest and get back in. You know, probably shouldn't have even told you that. You know, that's not a good thing to do, okay? Please don't take that advice from me. I've been looking and trading these charts for years now, right? It's not a good practice you want to get into because you'll get burnt, you know. I mean, it can definitely happen. Happens to me, fake outs, you know, it sucks back up in, I'm done, I'm out, you know. But, you know, sometimes you'll get these runs down, you know, this one here, what was that, about 3%. So if I was on a 30x, you know, almost doubled my money just in that first move. Of course, I would have got out way before down here, you know. I would have been happy with 50%, you know. If I have $500 on it and I get 250, I'm out, man. I'll wait for the run back up, the retest, and I'll get back in and then ride it back down. But that's what you're supposed to do. That's what this is doing, retesting. All right, the RSI, the 12-hour, right at the very top. Okay, it's getting pretty peaked out here, right? And if I could ask if you'd please hit the like and subscribe, guys, I would appreciate that so very much. I'm a small YouTuber. Every bit helps. I appreciate you. You right there watching that TV right now, or computer or phone. I appreciate you so much for watching my video, taking time out of your day. I am honored. So, I bow to you. Thank you so very much for doing that. It means a lot to me. All right, now let's take a look at these couple other RSIs. that mean anything. Okay, the 8 hour right at the very top here. Your daily. Daily is looking weak. All right, you can see it rolling over a little bit here. Let's get this off here. Get that out of our way so we can see this a little better, right? All right, we're up in here, and I do want to do this real quick. Let me take 1 second here, okay? Is it going to happen on here for me? Not really. Okay. Alright, no big deal. Want to turn down that the blue here. There we go. There we go. That's better. Alright, now we got our white box here, but I turned down the blue so you can see where it's at. It's hitting that 618 right on the head. Well, wait a second here. We have a wick down through here, okay? And up top here. And then up a little bit off here. Alright, we're still right at that 618 area, right? The rejection area or breakthrough area. 702's up here. Could end up coming up. Could end up coming up and hitting this line, period. That's normally what it should do anyway. But on its way up, sometimes it runs into a heavy resistance area, you know, like over here on the left. If I get the fib off here. All right, you can see some daily closes over here. It's going to start running into right where it's at right now. And it's at the wicks, okay? But if it comes up here just a little bit more, it's going to hit all these daily closes over here. Them are daily candles. Then on the weekly, that weekly's coming down. All right, the next resistance for that weekly is right up here. Right there, okay, at 64.27. Now we come back out here, and well, the monthly, look at it, it's about ready to roll over. So this dominance, it hit the weekly resistance right there, right where we put our line, right? The weekly, right up here, this yellow line. You got a weekly close here. You have a weekly close here. I don't think there's any monthly closes up there, is there? At the very top. And there's a monthly way over here, 2 closes. But on the week, there's a monthly right here close that we're on. And that weekly is right there. Now if we come back out on the 12 hour, boom, we hit the weekly. Got rejected off of it. I think that's all the higher this is going. But personally, that's my opinion. Not financial advice. I don't give that at all. Not throughout any of this video as any financial advice, period. Please do your own research. That's one thing I do not do. Don't ever take anything I say as financial advice. Do your own research, make up your own mind, and go from there, okay? I'm just making YouTube videos, showing you the charts, showing you what could happen either way, and that's all I'm doing here. But this has hit a weekly resistance. All right, I personally think that it's going to get rejected here. All right, that 12 hour right at the top. Let's look down here a little bit. The 4 is getting ready to roll over. Look at the red candle. This is when the alts might start running. All right, got a red rejection candle starting here. On the 4 hour, the 1 hour. Oh yeah, beautiful. 1 hour's rolling over. When we break this white line right here, okay, that's going to tell us a lot. Then I would think the top's in on this thing, and it's done. Okay, I'm going to put an alert on that right there, and we're going to see, because even the 4 hour here, do we have any bearish divergence here? No, we have a higher high. How about the 8? Want to see some bearish divergence here. Let me get this high, lower. No, not there. The 12. No, daily. Just looking for some bearish divergence to you know, some topping on it, or whatever you'd like to say. I think that's it. I think it's going to roll over here. And that's it. It came up into our box right about at the 618, just a tiny bit past it, and I think it's done. I think you're going to see the altcoins really start running soon. You know, it could happen. It could start happening now. If we come over here to the crypto bubbles, let's take a look at the last hour. All right, and check that out. Now, if you're looking for a place to trade, guys, I will put a link in the description of the video. I'm using this Margex right up here. I've been using them now for over a week. I really like them. We've had a lot of people from Discord going over there and signing up. And there's a link in the description of the video. Like I said, you put in your email address and a password, and you automatically get $50 deposited to your account instantly for trading fees. So you have 0 trading fees. You can burn that $50 up, and you get I think it's a $50 bonus. It's actually $50 for a $100 deposit. I believe that's how it goes. You deposit $100 and then you get $50 on top of that. But good site. The charts are fast. I love that. And I also have a link in the description for Bitfinex. I use them. They're over here too. I have both these open because I have trades going. I like both of these sites. I think you will. Both of them have different, packages for newcomers and stuff. And please check them out and check out a level 3 membership. That'll get you into our Discord. And come trade with us. You can see here, we're going into an alt season, guys. This is where the money comes. Look at this, last hour. Bitcoin dominance starts getting rejected. Look at this. Here we go. This is where the run's going to start. I knew something was up. Had a couple of shorts opened up, and seeing them start pulling back up in to stuff that they should be breaking down from. I knew something was going on. That Bitcoin dominance, them are 4-hour candles. So if we go in and look at that real quick. All right, let's put it on the hourly. This has started 1, 2, what do we got? 1, 2, 2 candles up here. All right, 1, 2, and then this last one. We got 48. We'll have a third one here in 10 minutes, 11 minutes. There'll be a third candle here. So, yeah, I knew something was going on here for sure. It looks a little bit iffy here too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe have one more push or not. Yeah, we'll see, but it's definitely looking weak here. Like I said, I knew when we looked at the crypto bubbles, you can tell instantly. Last hour, boom, there you go. And it's just that tiny bit of a drop, and stuff starts taking off. So, but anyway, that's a level 3 membership. You get 10 hours of videos, over 20 videos to teach you how to start charting and trading and setting up your trading view, all that stuff. And come over, a link to our Discord. We have over 170 members in there. We would love to have you, man. We're going to make a pile of money with this alt season for sure. All right, so come join us, man. We'd love to have you. All right, now you can see stuff starting to pop off here for the day. What do we got here? There's Fartcoin. Good old Fartcoin. Unbelievable, man. Who would have guessed? Name a crypto Fartcoin, and it has a $1.3 billion market cap. Unbelievable, isn't it? Gotta love crypto. It's unreal, man. My buddy Jimmy, he's a Casper whale. Good guy, man. Lives over in Europe. We've been talking about starting a cryptocurrency, starting a little, an actual, thing going on, but anyway, maybe I'll bring that up later some other time. But it just amazes me, some of this stuff out there. Broccoli, really. Here's Myro, $30.37 million market cap. Super low market cap, man. These are the ones where you can get your 30, 40, 50 X's. And this is what you want. All right, rank number 691. Unbelievable. 24-hour volume, 6.6 million. You gotta love this, man. These low market caps, these are the ones that make the huge moves, right? Something like XRP or ADA or whatever. Them top ones, Chainlink. That they take a lot of volume to move them, right? Because their market caps are so massive. It takes a lot of money to get a 25% move. When you're talking about Myro and you have a $30 million market cap, if you have a $10 million buyer come in, that's going to make a huge candle, a huge spike, 20, 30, 40% spike. And that's how fast these things can move. I mean, they can really rip. That's the ones you want to look for. There you go. There's, what's this? Swarms. How long has this thing been out? What do we got here? January 0.01. It's at 0.03. It went up to, holy cow. What did it go up to here? 48 cents. Wow. Okay. Well, hey, if you got in this, you did looks like a 50x. So, not too shabby. It's probably done. They probably have a retracement back up to a 618, whatever, up to 20, 30 cents. And that'll probably be it. I would imagine, you never know, right, with some of this stuff. But this thing's ran hard already, though. 48 cents, pretty decent. I'm curious. Broccoli. Wow. This thing is at 0.03. It went to 12 cents this year. 12 cents. It's at a 4x. Yeah. Well, hey, it actually, it did a 6x. Down here was at 0.02. I think that was the low, and there's your high. So 6x for the year. I guess not too bad. But you want them 30, 40, 50, 100 X's. Look at Moonpig. It's unbelievable. Moonpig. Seriously? This thing must have just launched. 0.005 to 3.5 cents. 0.005. Alright, so to get to 0.1 is a 2x. It's done a 6x so far. Unbelievable. $35 million market cap. Unreal, right? But this is the area where you find your 100 Xers. If you go up to the 900 to 1,000 range, here is where you have your $10 million market caps. 5 million. Look at it. Here's a $15 million market cap. Doesn't mean it's going to do 100x. This thing could just roll over and do a total flop, right? But started at 90.25, 9025. What's it done here? That's upwards. 28.97, 29.96. Too many zeros for me to figure out, right? But for the year, it's up 40%. Weather's up 41. LSD, unbelievable. Has a $12 million market cap, though. See, right when you come out here and you can find a legit, maybe something that is actually a legit company, and you can find it and find roughly a $10 million market cap. Has to do with 10x to get to 100 million, right? And 100 million ain't nothing. That's a 10x. 100x would get it to a billion, right? The 100xers, believe me, there's one on here. I would bet. They're out there. I was just curious. I was looking for the year down here. There's got to be a hammer out there, that's done. This one's down 74% for the year, down 85, down 43. There's got to be one out there that, what's hoppy. But yeah, see, 393% there. This thing, what's it done here? It had a low of 58.06, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 zeros. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3 zeros. 30.87. Wow. So that had a pretty decent move, right? 4x, I guess. But anyway, let's move on here. Sorry about that, guys. I just like to, like to talk and gab a little bit. But there's where your next. I'm sure your next top 100 coin is out there somewhere. Your next fart coin or whatever. Could you imagine if you would have got it at a $10 million market cap? You'd be up, 130x? 130x. So if you, unreal, right? It's pretty crazy. Trump is doing good. 2.76 billion market cap, rank number 40. Like to trade that a lot. When that first came out, I did almost a 40x on it. But anyway, you can see here for the day, we got some decent moves coming on here. There you go for the last hour. Where are we at for the week? And a little bit of a red week, right? You're gonna have that. Not just everything's not. Look at that. That's beautiful. You're going to see numbers like this weekly, sometimes daily, 30, 40, 50 percenters. Absolutely. I could see this in one day on a full-blown alt season. This is for the month, I could absolutely see this. Maybe not so many 60s and 70s, but 20, 30, 40 percenters. Yeah, that's how alt seasons are. That's how it's going to be. It's going to be a lot of fun, I'm telling you. Sign up for that level 3 membership, man. Come join us over in Discord. We're going to hammer this. Take a look at Bitcoin real quick, and then we're going to head right over to Myro. All right, Bitcoin's up to just about 107, 106,918. And that looks, we're on a 1 hour chart here. Almost looks like a 5 wave coming here. We have this target that we put up here a while ago. It's going a 4 hour chart. Alright. It's 105. I believe that was over. Yeah, I know what that was for. That was for over in Discord. If it broke that and I was going long or whatever. But you can see we have a target up here, 108,377, and it's been working its way up there. All right, just about up to that area, getting there. Look at a 4 hour RSI. Let's open this up a little bit. 4 hours still heading up here for Bitcoin. Look at that, pulled down perfectly into that box, that wick. See right there, the red wick. Pulled right down in there and shot out of here. So we had this low into the box, a higher low here, and a higher low up here. Looks good. Moving right along. We can get rid of this, get rid of our box here because we ended up hitting that. Okay, we'll get that off there. And we're looking for this 108. 4 hours still heading up. 8 hour. See where it's at. 8 hours still looks good. Heading up. 12 hour. Now we'll start getting more compact here. The 12 hour is still heading up. We had this high here. Looks like we might be starting to get a little bit of bearish divergence here. Alright, as this is finishing off. This looks like, this wave. We got, oh boy, almost perfect, about 108, 108.7, 108.3 to 108.7, right in there. It looks like this thing's gonna come up to here, but the 12 hours still heading up. Your daily, turning back to the upside. All right, it is trying to turn back up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll see what happens here, right? Weekly. Weekly still looks good, heading to the upside. Let's get that RSI out of the way. I apologize about that. All right, still looks good. Overall, that 108, right? That's a short-term target because really this thing should be heading towards 130. That's where we're headed to. 108 should be this first set of waves up in here, right? Your first 5, and then I'd be looking for some kind of pullback and then another push up towards that 130. That's what we're looking for, right? The monthly just turned up. Wow, that's unreal. And that monthly's right at the bottom down here. Looks good, heading to the upside. So Bitcoin looks fine. Bitcoin dominance is starting to look weak. That's what we want to see. All right, now as far as Myro goes, love this wedge. Just a beautiful setup, man. A falling wedge. Yeah, I just, I see a winner with it, especially, that big of a wedge. That's unbelievable. Let's get this out of the way here. Well, let's put it up in here, right? We'll just put it back where we got it. Right up in here. Let's leave it there. All right, now if we zoom in here, got a couple things that could be going on here. All right, number one, come in on a 4-hour. You have this working out here, okay? Here, back to here, and your bottom. And on the top, you have this coming. Alright, right down through here, okay? Alright, that's what we got going on here. It's wedging up. Looks like it's trying to bust out the top here, okay? Now, if that does bust out the top, where would that head to? Our first target would be 0.036 to 0.037, right up into this box, right up into here. And if it breaks through there, okay, we would be looking at 0.053. If it flips and it gets rejected here and breaks to the downside, all right, then you'd be looking at right about 0.02087, right down here. Right, that would be your target to the downside. Now it's looking like it's ready to break here pretty soon. The 4-hour just turned up. The 8-hour looks pretty decent, right? Your 12-hour trying to turn back to the upside. Now this, you could, I don't know. We'll see how this plays out. I think you have 5 waves, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 already in here. A couple things that make me a little nervous about this. But you get the break here. Just make sure you don't get baked out or anything, right? You got the 12 heading up. You got the daily. Daily is bullish and turning to the upside, right? I'm just looking at these wave counts. I see a 50% here. Now, if this thing does pull back, like I said, you'd be looking at 0.020. Right in that range. Let's put a ray here once. Okay. Just want to see something here. Now if we had our first set of 5 waves here, if we did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, if we had 5 in here, alright, and we were doing a correction, and this was pulling back to that yellow line, where would that put us? Right about right on a 702, right? We're only at a 50% correction right here, coming down off here. Any kind of wave count would be violated here. This dip went way lower than this top over here, so the only thing this really could be is a 5th wave, all right? You must have had we're on a daily here. So this had to have, you had to have a 1, 2 down here somewhere, 3, 4, and 5, right? This would have been a violation here of anything. It came down much lower than the top of this wave. So that's the only thing I can see going on here. Then a correction, right? Now maybe this breaks out and it heads up here, gets rejected in this area. Or let's put a price label up here. Maybe it gets rejected up in here and it does a B, C. Okay, now if it does come up here and get rejected, where would an ABC take it? Let me get on here correctly. All right, let me get this other one off here. It's messing with my eyes a little bit, right? Okay, here we go. Now you have a 618 down here and a 702 up top. Now let's pull it down to look for a target. I teach all this stuff at that level 3 membership, guys, how to look for ABC targets, how to measure them out. 702 would be there. The 618 would be right there. It puts you in the same target area, as a wave down right here. So very possible. That's an area. If you get the break, you're gonna have to pay super close attention to 0.036, 0.037. If it clears up through there, look for 0.053. Any kind of rejection or breakdown, look for this target. We're right down here. Okay, right there, 0.02035. All right, so this is an important number to get through, and if it gets rejected, more than likely coming down here. You break through that area, then your target would be up here. All right, we'll see what happens here. The RSIs and stuff are looking good. You could get that breakout, definitely looking that way, and on a 1 hour, there it is, right on the line. So, all right, thank you so much, guys. I will be back with you soon. Please hit that like and subscribe. Come sign up for that level 3 and join us in Discord. We would love to have you. Talk to you soon.